Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Crusader Kings 2, Eastern Roman Empire, where we last left off our dear old dad, Polycarpus the Fat, passed away. It was sad, it was devastating, and I'm going to say roughly 6-month regency of Zenobius here caused our crown authority to drop down to minimum. Now, I panicked. Because I don't really appreciate having crown authority so low. However, it might not be that bad of a thing. So, Orko, I'm trusting you on this one, buddy. This doesn't work out for me. You know, obviously it's not my gameplay that's suffering. So, obviously it's going to be your advice. I kid, obviously. No, I mean, we're going to give it a try. And, you know, vassals will like me more. So if we just take a look at this, with minimum crown authority, feudal vassal opinion goes up by a +5, which is pretty handy when you consider, you know, a limited crown authority is going to knock it down by 5. Having it at minimum, your vassals already like you just a little bit more. Obviously, you know, there's other things going on, so vassals can fight each other and go crazy and all that other stuff, which is one of the other things that I appreciate when running an empire about having higher crown authority. That being said, because I'm the Byzantine emperor, I can still revoke titles. Excuse me while I hydrate, which is, of course, a very good thing to be able to do. You want to be able to pull titles off people you don't necessarily want to have running the show. And what it can also do is allow us, so right now we're getting a +5 from our feudal vassals. We could put feudal levies up to max, and then it just stays at a 0, which I think I'm going to do. Because we need the troops. And basically that's why I liked having crown authority where it was, but if we can get more vassal levies, that should even things out relatively. And as my vassals get stronger, which theoretically they should, our troop counts should go up. Oh no, measles. That is a shame. So having minimum crown authority might not be the worst thing to have happen to the empire, but it's not necessarily the best thing in my books. Regardless, we can make this work. And actually, yeah, let's hold a grand tournament. Get everybody to like us. Oh, hello. That is... I haven't seen this before. I would recognize this. So yeah, so we can see the Duke of Mesopotamia here, Valram. He's the biggest threat we've got, followed by the Count of Kartli, who I'm not really concerned about. But this dude, the Duke of Mesopotamia, he is not a fan of me. So let's check this out. Female heir, well, we'll fix that once my wife is old enough to have kids with. Fired from the council, deal with it. Short reign, foreigner, religious differences, because he is a Miaphysite. I'm craven, he's envious and zealous. So it's pretty obvious that Duke Valram here is not going to be all that enthralled with us, and he does indeed want independence. That's not a movement we really need to worry about, but what we do need to worry about is this elective succession in the Byzantine Empire. They're already at 129%. And, you know, basically no amount of the Varangian Guard is going to change that. Hopefully the tournament will help. It should cause our vassals to like us a bit more. So that's always good. And, yeah, I'm hoping we can just ride through this and have a little bit of time in peace and prosperity to, you know, work on the empire, work on ourselves before we go off and try and find ourselves a new lady to court. Of course, I mean a new duchy to claim. With that little analogy. So let's go ahead and get the tournament started. And then at the end of this, our vassals will like us a bit more, and hopefully we'll get some more money flowing in. Money flowing in? Is that really? No, I want more loyalty flowing in. Birth of the Assassins. Word is spreading that a Shia missionary, Hassan-e-Saba, has founded a religious order known as the Hashishans somewhere in western Persia. Using trickery and guile, this mysterious cult of train killers has seized control over the mountain fortress of Alamut and converted it into their headquarters. Already, a string of violent murders can be tracked back to Hassan's devoted and fearless disciples. But these hash smokers, they're harmless. Yeah, well, for the Byzantine Empire, they might be. Although, I do like the flavor events that come along now. So, my mission to Ankara has been a success. Good. That's wonderful. So I would imagine your opinion is nice and high now. So let's go ahead, stop that, and see what other vassals we need. Whoops. There we go. To get on our side. Now, Valram here, I really doubt that getting him on our side is going to be anywhere near being easy enough. Or even, well, the Count of Malta may be. These two Muslim counts that we've picked up, though, they're... who are you? Count of Raska? Counts I'm not really concerned about, if I'm honest, because, frick, they're not dukes. So, you know, if a count wants to rise up against me, fine. But, how is it the Duke of Cherson up here is getting the most men? This I do not understand. Well, I guess he's got 2 of the 3, and then the third looks like it's him, but, you know, he's in armor. So obviously that's his little baby boy who's going to inherit everything. Let's take my diplomatic leader and just suck up to him a bit. Try and get everybody on our side, you know? My guest, Vladislav Otboyala Div, has tragically been wounded during the tournament. I am sorry for that, but that is quite the name you've got. Hopefully you heal. Gregorius Constantinios has been awarded the Grand Tournament. Look at that! You are a actual real, a real person. No. That is the wrong thing to say. No, not tutored, damn it. Marriage! Yes. You can... Well, we don't really have a good amount of suitors for you, do we? Maybe one of Dad's old lady friends? We'll go with the youngest one. There you go. He truly deserves it. Oops, unpause. You need a wife, too. The Constantinioses, man. They're... You can get Anna, the older one. Oh, but you're not going to accept that offer, are you? What about Theophano? Yes, you will. Perfect. Okay, a most valiant performance. And you could probably... Are you a... Well, you're a lowborn, so that's going to be tricky. But you did fight hard. Well done. Yeah, that's great. Basically, in case you're wondering why I married all these women off to these random winners, it's just a little extra prize. I like to do, it's part of my role-playing, but if you win in a tournament and you're unmarried, the Emperor is going to help you get a wife. So there we go, we've got everybody changed their opinion of us by +10. Drop that down a little bit, but really not enough to make that much of a difference. And this kind of bugs me. The Duke of Athens here, with a whopping 70 opinion, is like, no, we want elective succession. And there's really nothing I can do to change his mind about that. That's a little bit frustrating, in my opinion, with the way intervassal relationships work. But that is, of course, just my opinion. I feel like this might be a good move, is to get that last little chunk of land. One thing I do want to do is just check on poor little Malta here, and we should probably encourage... Well, Thessalonica, that would mean that you've got Policans there? Not anymore, you don't. Okay. Let's just take a look at the religious view here and see where else have we got some issues. Obviously back up in land we recently conquered, but I think getting my ecclesiarch over to Malta to do some conversions would be a good idea. I would recommend you go to the main island and not that little one you're on, but hey, I don't know about converting people. You do your thing, sir. Alright. Let's go ahead and declare war on this guy for the de jure claim on the last piece of land he's got, which will go to my dude, who I'm trying to make like me more. Dude is already very important, but we probably are not going to require much in the way of military force here. And while I could march my army all the way, I think I will risk it with the fleets. 62 should be more than enough. And yes, to save money, I could have, you know, raised that once all the armies got into Constantinople and what have you, but my vassals should be used to paying for a little bit of things. It's not that weird for that to happen, I don't think. Alright, so we've got a heavy infantry leader, and it makes sense that he's with the most of our heavy infantry. Now let's check out our cavalry. This one is a bit more cavalry focused, so we'll put Varim there, even though dude hates me. Hopefully he'll still fight for the glory of the Empire. And let's go ahead and embark that army and send it up there. We'll have to get a little bit tricky as my cat has decided it's time to stand in front of the screen. Come on, man. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, we've taken care of the feline problems. I hope... Oh, look at that. You're sending your army somewhere? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that happened far faster than I had imagined it would. You, sir, you're not going to convert. Who is your heir? Will you convert? I doubt you'll come to my court, and I can't tell you to convert. So that is a shame. But, hopefully, I guess once he takes... you know, charge of the whole situation, I could. Ah, I see what you did. I see the trickery you think you're causing. Oh, there we go. Prince Theodolius is now of legal age. He became a charismatic negotiator. So this is my wonderful brother, who it turns out wouldn't be that good of a, or as good of a ruler as me. We've got him set to marry the Duchess of Kartley, so we will go ahead. I doubt... Well, no, we don't want a matrilineal marriage there, actually. Go. Perfect. Okay, so now my prince will become the... Well, my brother's son. So my nephew should become the Duke of Kartley? It doesn't look like this is the way it worked out. No, because that's the marriage there. Oh, I see. So now what we need to do is get rid of Atham Deviat Frit. That is quite the name. And then we'll have to get Ashkadar Deviti Frit as well. He's possessed, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Not really all that many people interested in killing him or him, but I'm sure we'll find a way. We're clever and crafty that way. We are the Byzantine Empire, after all. Let's go ahead and split this force up, and I will take the army of Osir, who should still have all the commanders. Good. And then we can go take care of this little problem up over here, and we can probably get rid of these ships. I would imagine my vassal is paying quite a lot of money for those to be raised just sitting there in port. No need for that, my friend. And then because this will become my land, all we have to do... Yay! Maximum feudal levies have been passed. Nestor was captured. Who are you? You're just a guy. Perfect, I guess. Already. Really. You can rot. You probably just got there. Let's get the rest of my troops over. Doubtful this actually speeds up a siege, but you know what? It does mean we can assault it when we've got the time. Which is always something handy to have happen. And while we're bringing victory for the Empire, I should just check. That's dropping still, so that's good. And if we take a look, we're back up to being able to raise a decent amount of troops. I, of course, would like it higher, especially if we're going after one of these two guys. Who are you at war with now? Peasant Revolt and Zoroastrian Uprising. How are your levies going? 17, okay. Fatimids, how about yourself? And are you guys at war with anybody? Let me zoom in on your capital to find out. You are at war with, well, you're subjugating Arabia, and you've got a Miaphysite revolt. Those are both good. How are your militaries? 20,000. So both are still bigger, and if we do a holy war, there's a chance both will come together. So what I might want to do for these future Middle Eastern wars is wait for the Crusades to actually happen. Because once the Crusaders get involved, they don't generally have long-term success, but they generally have short-term success, at least with the first one. Yep, accept. Okay, good. So we can go ahead and disband all of those guys. You should have... How many ships do you have? 40 ships, that'll be enough to get people home. And in fact, it'll be faster if we just do it this way. We've got my half-sister requiring an education, and such things don't really matter. Opinion of me, that will boost his opinion, so why not? Why not? Traits for daughters don't matter. Alright, head on back home. Protect the capital. Perfect. We'll get rid of those ships so that things aren't happening badly, and we'll reform our army. So we've got Usser leading the shiz going on right from the center. So we've got some more land added to the Empire. Always a good thing. And we should probably start working on this guy, if I'm honest. Who's your heir? The problem with these heir people are that you're Catholics. And that is a problem. Well, I mean, it's not a big problem, I guess. It wouldn't be hard for us to get involved in taking that last little duchy and just evening up our borders, getting right next to Croatia. I stayed behind when a couple of my friends went hunting, as I have never been able to see blood without fainting. Their hunting luck was good, and we feasted on wild boar meat that evening. But I fainted when I saw the boar's face covered with bloody froth. Oh dear. Perhaps you won't make a good Basilius. Tarsus has been converted to the Orthodox faith. That is wonderful. I guess we've still got this guy here, and he's pretty much done his job unless he's able to convert the ruling people here. Which could be a little trickier, and to be quite honest, I'm more concerned with the people being converted and not the rulers. Rulers will follow their people. Sounds like a bizarre... No, I wanted you to go there. A bizarre political statement, but, you know, sometimes you gotta make those. The next expansion location is going to be tricky. I am thinking about the Hashemids up here. That would be... What would we get? We could go for Drebent, but obviously Drebent is also being run by Bagratuni here, who I'd imagine is slightly related to the Bagratoni, whatever these guys are. But I mean, I guess at least they're Miaphysite and not Muslim, but I mean, if they were Muslim, it would be easier to go to war with them. One of the eunuchs at the imperial court has distinguished himself and caught the attention of your advisors, though they are usually of the jealous kind and loath to admit redeeming qualities in others. Even they cannot deny the promise of this young man. Well, very well, bring him forward. The eunuch is brought forward, and you can immediately tell that there is a keen intelligence behind the young man's eyes. His loyalty to you is without question, and here is a man who cannot be seduced by the wiles of women or turned against you by dynastic ties. Despite his few years, he has already won renown for his scholarship. Germanos! Let's go check him out. If he's a scholar, is he going to be better than 12? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't look like I can have him anywhere. So I would imagine Germanos here. Oh, man, he would be perfect. 11, 12, 12, 10, 25? Say what? So really 10, oops, 11, and he's not landed, so it doesn't make any sense. There's really no place for him unless we just got to let this tick by a day or two. No. So what I would need to do is give that eunuch some kind of religious appointment in my own holdings, which would be impossible. If I could somehow install him as the patriarch, that would be insane, but I don't know how I go about installing patriarchs. I guess if I took Jerusalem, Alexandria, or Rome, I could install my eunuch friend, but any of those is still a long way off. We've got ruler unmarried. Oh, there is my beautiful Ermentrude. Oh dear. Okay, well, she's set. She's ready to go. She is a pretty good diplomat. She is very, very bright, strong, ambitious, patient, cynical, honest, and brave. I like it. Let's send out the call and get the wedding invitations ready, and we will be set. We can, no, you know what? People respect wealth. And really, we've got the money. Prestige is just icing on a cake. On a very tasty cake. I think we're going to want to get the training grounds built in Constantinople. Because let's face it, a bigger personal army is always going to be better. We're up to 16,000 troops raised by our vassals. Hey, that's not bad. We can create kingdom titles. The only one that I'm interested in looking at is the Duchy of Rashka here. And we need... okay. So what else is it? It's Raskia. So it's these three here. So if we were to take Okay, okay. I'm following along here. Let's go back. There's obviously easier ways to do that. We just need some money, which will be coming quite quickly. Then we can create the title Duchy of Raska. Probably give it to this guy here. Or maybe this guy. Who likes us better? 34. -7. Oh dear. Fired from council, eh? Well, maybe I should make you a duke to get you more on my side. What about you? What's your heir like? Good military leader. What about you? Who's going to be taking over once you fall? A steward. I think it's going to be this guy. Greek Orthodox. Serbian Orthodox. Hate to sound like a racist, but I might have to go with the Greek. He wants to become a king of Serbia. Only a count. Those are pretty bold claims for a count. Anyway, we're going to create the Duchy of Raska. We're going to give it to the guy who likes us. Grant landed title. Duchy of Raska. We're going to include the lower titles. Perfect. And now what we could do, find you. Who are you at war with? Why is Riyadh getting involved here? This doesn't make any sense. Are you defending? Holy War for Sicily. What? But you don't... You must be allied to somebody who's down there then. Okay. Well, let's see. We could claim Zeta for somebody. That's not really what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to claim Hum for my count, or my duke. Declaring war on someone defending against heathens costs us an additional 100 prestige or piety, and we can't afford to lose it. Really? So when Muslims attack Catholics, Orthodox can attack Catholics too? I don't know if I really agree with the thinking there. Regardless, let's get my troops moving. 3,000 men should be pretty good. My wife is pregnant. I'm hoping for a son. We need a son. So my legitimized bastard of a daughter can move on to bigger and better things in life, like, I don't know, knitting. Preparing herself to sit, you know, idly by while some count runs her life. I would be content with visiting the church every other Sunday, but if I don't show up, the priest scolds me and tells me I should set a better example for my subjects. He's going to ruin everything. Regardless, he's got that little conversation. It gave me the piety that I need to go to war for Hum. Unless they're not at war anymore. Was this all just a moot point? It was. Okay, well that's fine. Give me Hum for my dupe. There we go. And yeah, 3,000 men is going to be more than enough to handle this. Which is handy. What I could do, just to make sure, raise up my troops, and let's get some reinforcements in. Don't need to bother my vassals in the slightest for this, though. And these are the wars that I like the best. 14th of July, 31st of July. So let's wait until they consolidate their forces. Yeah, we don't need to raise any merchant ships for this war. Perfect, they're consolidated. We'll hit them. Cherson has so far been a success. Perfect, okay, so he likes us more now. As I imagine he should. We gave him freaking land and all these things. You can see the faction strengths have dropped off incredibly. Basically, the only one that's anywhere near being a risk, yet again, is the elective succession in the Byzantine Empire. But let's face it, it's just the Duke who hates me, the Ecumenical Patriarch who can't really raise that many troops, and then this guy who's a single county Duke? County of Rhodes. Oh, he's got Rhodes too. Okay, well, I'm not concerned about any of them. We should just be able to crush these guys, I hope. Yeah, no contest. Perfect, and you are heading to Zeta. So let's go ahead and merge you guys together. No, you are not leading any troops. But Valram can. Yes, yes he can. Perfect. Didn't even see the trap I was springing for him. Yeah, okay, yeah, I gotta find a new Duke to send you to, because that is quickly becoming pointless. 22,000 men! Hey, next episode, we might be able to look at, we'll go to him, actually. Yeah, this guy's, he's looking like a pretty big Duke. We could do to improve relations with him, too. But yeah, I mean, if my military's sitting like this, it's looking pretty juicy. Might be time to pick a fight with an empire to the east. A freaking daughter. All right, Maria. Yeah, you're retreating into my own land. Gutsy maneuver. One of the nice things about going for this little duchy here is we've already got the city of Raguia here. So, good on us. This is just a matter of kicking back, and there seems to be a lot going on. Well, the poor empire, or the poor emperor is off doing his thing. It looks like there was some kind of revolt. I would imagine this guy here, who's revolting against me, but I'm not at war with him. Right? Who are you at war with? Adrianopolis. Okay, so yeah, this is just dealing with the internal political squabblings of the Empire thanks to the lowered Crown Authority. Thankfully, I don't have to take care of it or anything. My vassals will. My young wife has taken a passion for romantic poetry. She keeps reading any sort of romantic poetry that she can get a hold of. We're just gonna get her more. Gotta have a kid. Gotta have a son. Maria's a lovely little girl, but, you know, she can't freaking become the Empress. Tayana has so far been a success. Oh, okay. Oh, but that's not... Where did the freaking... Oh, no, there we go. Okay, right. That is my ecumenical patriarch. That is my diplomat. So you're liking me a bit more now? Okay. I don't think I can move you yet. So just keep doing a good job. Who is this? My half-sister's become a misguided warrior. Let's find you. Oh my god, it's perfect. We've got Fernando, the King of Navarra, who is a skilled tactician, so they'll have plenty to discuss over the dinner table. He is a dwarf and a homosexual who's gluttonous, cynical, craven, and arbitrary. But I have faith in my sister to make this marriage work. Is there anyone else? A Duke of Navarra? I think the King of Navarra is a better bet for a Byzantine princess. And now we've got an ally over here. The smallest of the Spanish allies, of course. But hey, at least it's somebody. Castile. Castile's doing EU fucking foreplays well before... EU foreplay. Ah, yeah. We can call in allies Navarra. Oh, and Castile? Watch yourself, Fatimids. Or Seljuks. Whoever I decide. I think Fatimids. If I can get the Castilians in on a war against the Fatimids, happy days are gonna ensue. Come on, let's kick this war up to speed 4. It's taken forever. Victory in Cavtat. And next up will be the Bishopric of Nerona. There we go, we're sitting freaking pretty now. 5 weak claims can be pressed on the Grand Principality of Kiev, Gallic, Smolensk, Volhynia, and Tura. Really? So we could go for Kiev, we could go for... I mean, we should really go for none of these. Where's... Galish? I don't... Smolensk? These are just like... Because, I mean, if it's just Kiev, then screw that. Smolensk... I think it is just the individual ones, right? Just the counties? Grand Principality. I mean, that sounds important. I don't know... Oh, Grand Principality of Kiev. Oh, so you've got all of the... Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how I'm able to press my claims on that guy. Oh, for Irina Rurikid. Ah, it's all coming together. All right. Well, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea. Do Nicofurius becomes Count? Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. Thank you very much. We can actually send you guys back to Constantinople. I guess we could get involved more in the Orthodox politics up north, but that's not really the plan that I had. So many things happening. So many potential opportunities to, you know, really make a difference with the Empire. Yeah, okay, you've probably done more than enough now. So let's find another vassal for you to go to. That might not be a bad idea. Thessalonica here could do with a little improving. There we go. And let's get our troops home. These guys can just be disbanded. You did well. And here comes my personal army back home. I've got to say, I was expecting my treasury to be far more full than it is. But I guess we have done a fair bit of conquering. Well, not really a fair bit, but we have taken 2 chunks of land, which is double what we took last time, and this time it's not just a useless little island out in the middle of nowhere. They're useless chunks of land on the periphery of the Empire. But hey, that's okay. Yeah, so I think let's zoom out, take a look at the rest of the world here, see how things are going on in England. It looks like they've got a bit of a revolt going on. Always dangerous for King Richard here, who's Frankish, so I would imagine his father was William the Conqueror, who is indeed now dead. Sad days for England, but we'll see if they're able to consolidate. And it's not like the Franks have anywhere to go. Normandy has been taken by Brittany, so that's a thing. Scotland's doing Scottish things, although it has pressed nicely down south, I believe. Just a little bit. Ireland is still a mess. Let's see here. Sweden's still looking pretty tiny. Norway is doing their dominating thing. Denmark is Denmark. The Holy Roman Empire is, of course, massive and large, although it looks like France might be moving in on some Holy Roman lands here. That's pretty exciting. Hungary, Croatia, Poland, none of these guys have really done much. The East is looking east-y. And thankfully, neither the Seljuks or the Fatimids have really gone hog wild. So that's good. And then let's check out India, because it's here and we might as well take a look. There's no... Oh, no. There's... Oh, that's not Vijayanagar. That's Vijayabahu. So the nation that everybody has problems saying, they're not around. But yeah, I don't know enough about what's going on in India to be like, this is a crazy thing going on, or this is normal, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, pretty interesting game so far, if I do say so myself. This seems like a great place to end the video, if you ask me. Let's go ahead and save this as the Byzantine Empire. So thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.